Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here. So I want to max out the charging on video so people can see how much power you can really put into this whole system. So for those of you just joining us, we have the E2000LFP. These are LiPo batteries, and two EB3000 LiPo batteries, expanded battery packs. This makes an 8 kilowatt system total. Right now we have two 600 watt chargers going into the system. So that's 1200 watts. Those go up these strings here into the main inputs, which gives you 1100 watts at the charging point. Of course, you always lose in conversion. I think it uses about, I think these use about 1300 watts at the source, and then you lose about 200 watts for the conversion. Obviously, anytime you make energy and convert it to another energy, it costs energy. So just think of money. When you take it to the bank and convert it from one country to another, they take some. So every time you do that, so you know, if you travel, it costs energy to make energy, different voltage. Okay, so we have 1100 watts going into the main system, and then also I have one string of 800 watts going into one battery. That's the ACOPOWER 200 watt panels at series parallel. So there's two panels, and then those are together. And then this is 4 Thunderbolt down here. I hope you can see me. 4 Thunderbolt 100 watt panels. Those are the cheapy panels from Harbor Freight. Those are fantastic panels, by the way. We get them for $100 with the coupon, or that Insider Track Club thing. So you have 800 watts and 400. So that's 1200 watts of solar. And out of that, I think we're getting approximately, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, let's see the meters, guys. Okay, so this is the Harbor Freight. Oh, just warning, guys, these are here just for the videos. I use them only to shoot the videos. They're mounted on the wall. Please don't do this. Make sure that these are all protected. After the video goes off, I put the strings back together, and then they go off the wall. They're just here so you can see all these if I were to do you know, videos where I can show you the voltage quicker rather than twisting them. So just a safety tip, especially if you're new at solar or any electricity for that matter. So the Harbor Freights, we're getting 360 watts already. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, so the sun is not 100%. Usually about 11 is usually when, or 11 or 12 is usually when I peak out for input. But notice I'm getting 360 watts off 400 watts a panel. That alone, guys, that's 90 watts a panel for a 100 watt panel. That is usually unheard of, especially at 10 o'clock in the morning for us. I'm in the Midwest, so that's pretty rare for a solar panel to do that, of what I've seen. Now these are the ACOPOWERs. This is an 800 watt string. Notice I'm only getting 400. So notice the difference between those here. I'll close up here. 400 on the ACOPOWER 800 string, and 360 on the 400 Thunderbolt. That's crazy. If you look at the percentage-wise, 90% input, 50% input. So ACOPOWER, you got to step your game up. I love your panels. I like the all black ones, but you got to step up your output. And notice that these are only 33 volt input, right? And the ACOPOWERs are almost 40 volt input. So the voltage is higher, but the amperage is a little bit better. So you almost got 11 amps there, and you got about 10 here. So basically, ACOPOWER, you got to step your game up. I'll buy more panels, but you got to make them better. So you have 400 plus 360, so that is 760 if my math is correct. Not to mention, you have the 1100 originally from the source from the AC. Here's your voltage, 27.3. Guys, if you're doing tests like this, don't trust the percentage meter. That's usually based off of the voltage. Just switch your system to voltage, and you can watch it a lot better. Because if this ever goes up too high, you can see it, rather than, you know, like poking and prodding in like a voltmeter in the side. So going back to what I was saying, you have 1100 AC going into the main system, and you have 760 going into the batteries. If you add that all together, that's 1,860 watts. That is a lot of power to push in a little box like this. This box weighs maybe 160 pounds, and we're pushing that much power into it. I don't think it was designed to do that originally, but isn't that what tests are for? You push things to the max, and if they break, then you know it can't be done. As long as you do it safely. I'm a big fan of modding stuff, so do it safely. So, okay, yeah, so 1,860. I want to see if I can get it all the way up to 2,000. That obviously depends on the sun. the weather, the clouds and everything. It seems to be a good day. If it goes up any higher, I'll add another video on top of this one, just so you can see proof of concept that you could push that much into a system. So 1,860 watts are going into the system as we speak. All right, guys, I'll be back if it goes up any higher. I've gotten it over 2,000, just a hair over 2,000, but I want to put it on video so people can see it. All right, I'll be back, okay? Thanks, bye. Okay guys, just a quick update on that last video that I added to the beginning of this video. Okay, so we just reached the 1900 watt charging and everything is still good. Everything's still running fine, no swelling of the batteries. I've been doing this test for about a week now, except the solar is real good that I can catch it on film this time. That was the whole key. 1100 going into the main system. And then I have on those two strings again, I have 380 watts and 423. So if you do the math, that's was it just under, yeah, it's just under 19, or just over 1900. Let me see, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, that's wow, it's just okay. So about 1900 watts. So we're getting there. I'm going to try to get over 2000 on film or video. It shows my age on video so everyone can see that. But one thing that's really amazing, guys, I can't talk enough about it. I have a link to Harbor Freight in other videos. If you need panels, check those panels out. I mean, this is a 400 watt string of Harbor Freight cheapy panels, and I'm getting 376 watts in. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, that's literally amazing for 400 watt panels. It's now 11 a.m. so solar should really start. I've seen those panels go past 400 watts. I mean, that's crazy. And we're in the middle of winter. I mean, it's February. We've got snow everywhere. But I'll keep adding to this video so you guys can see the updates. All right. Oh, my cat's yelling. I gotta go. She's hungry. All right, I'll be back, guys. Ramble on. Okay, guys. I forgot that I can't reach 2,000 watts with this configuration because, and this is something I forgot, the EB3000s, they max the input at 400 watts each. So 1100 from the chargers and the 800, 400, and 400 is only 1900. That's why I was waiting for something that can't happen. The only way to push more than 2,000 is you have to put your ACs into the batteries to get your 800, and then you have to put 1,300 watts into the main system. That's how I did it last time. So I get 600 on one string, and 600 on the other string is 1,200, plus another 100 here. I was wondering why I couldn't push that 1,900 watt input, but this is my solar now. I disconnected the ACs to test this again, but yeah, that's what it was. So this is 700, and then if I put the ACs in here, that would be 800, so that's 1,500. You got to get the solar higher, not the other way around. You have to put the solar into the main box and the chargers into the batteries. That's how I got over 2,000 watts. I was just wondering because I was like, I could not break that 1,900 watt barrier, which is still a ton of power, guys, 1,900 watts. But so if you want to push that 2,000 watt barrier, you have to get the 1,200 maxed out on both of the main inputs, 600 and 600. If you want to throw an extra auxiliary panel in the top port, that would eat up 100 watts more, so that would be 13, plus the charger 400 and the charger 400. That's 2,100 watts in theory. I got just a hair bit over 2,000. I think it was like 2,040 or 2,050. Maybe even 2,000, yeah, about 2,045, I think. I can't remember. It was just a hair over 2,000, but I was trying to get to that 2,100 mark and max it out. I couldn't do it, and I was at the mercy of solar. But like I said, now I have 700 watts of solar coming in. I think that's the max I'm going to get today. It is 11. That's about 11:15. It might go up a little bit, but you never know. But yeah, just a quick update. So you could definitely put in any configuration you want as long as you have the panels, whether you're putting solar in the bottom or the ACs in the bottom. You could push the system pretty damn hard, guys. That's a lot of input. I mean, when I first started this, the first power station that had any size whatsoever that I bought was at Milan, and the Milan is 640 watts, and it maxed out, I think. I think it's supposed to max out at like 180 watt input, and that's not even designed for that. It had that power delivery port input and the charging input, so I used both, and I put 90 and 90 as 180 watts input. I don't think it was designed for that, but that's what I was able to get in there. But all right, guys, I just wanted to give a quick update of otherwise we'd be waiting forever for something that can't happen in that configuration. So once again, just break it down, just so you remember, if you put the 1300 watts into the main system via solar, and then the chargers 400 and 400, that's your 2100 watt input. So all right, guys, let me know what you got, if you know, if you have the whole set, or even if you have half the set. Let me know what kind of panel configurations you have, or input you're using for power source, and we can have a conversation. All right, thanks, guys, and ramble on and be safe. Okay, bye.